Hey Fit Fam! So today I'm going to take you through one of my leg day workouts. It's quads and glutes day, which means squatting, of course, and leg extensions, leg press at a specific angle. And yeah, I'll just show you guys what I do for quads and glutes, and we'll take it from there. All right, so follow me as I go through my workout, and hopefully you guys enjoy. All right, see you there. Okay guys, for my warm-up exercise, which is what this is, I decided to do the leg abductor slash abductor machine, which this one is both in one machine, which is kind of cool if your gym has it. Mine has this one as well as the two separate ones, which I actually prefer the two separate ones because for the inner thigh movement, which you'll see next, it's kind of harder to do well on this particular machine just because of the way they have like the feet placement. It's harder to feel comfortable enough to go with heavier weight. So for this one, this is my third set, and I tried to go as heavy as I could with the outer thigh, which is what this is. You'll see me squeezing my glutes here very tightly because I really feel it in my glutes. Probably did like 85, 95 pounds, maybe 100. You can typically go up to 130 with this machine. It's just like I said, this seat is kind of weird to accommodate both of the exercises all in one. So you see here, I'm not even able to open my legs as far as I normally would with the individual machine. So I did the best I could. I was squeezing hard, and I was using pretty heavy weight. I believe there was probably between 65 to 85 pounds. Normally I go to 130, like I said, but not with this particular unit. So after that warm up, I moved over to squats because typically what I do is I foam roll first, and then I move over to the leg abductor adductor machines because it's a good thigh warm up as well as glutes, and it warms up my hips pretty well, so I can squat with weight on the bar as my first set, and that's what I did here. So this is my first set. It's 65 pounds, and I did that for 12 reps. Working on my form, making sure that my legs and my glutes and everything's pretty warmed up so that I can move up to higher weight and progress quickly. I like to progress to my working weight rather quickly these days so that I can do more reps or sets. Okay, so for this next set, this is set number 2. We moved up to 95 pounds here, again increasing the weight significantly just so that I can build up to my working weight, which this is not. So this is 95 pounds for 10 reps. Again, making sure that my hips are warmed up for the heavier weight to come. But I also didn't want to do too many reps with the easier weight just because, like I said, that I don't want to tire out too quickly. I notice I do that a lot. If I, slowly build up to the weight, I tire out very quickly and then I can't go heavier. So for the next set number 3, I moved up to 135 pounds, as you can see here, and I decided to stick to shorter reps this. Sometimes, depending on how I feel at the time, I'll do, between 5 and 8 reps on this particular set, just because, like I said, I wanted to keep my reps pretty short. This is pretty much my working weight, so it's kind of like my first working set. So I did 135 for 5 reps. And then I stopped there, just making sure that once again I felt pretty good and I was able to move up after that. So here's my 4th set. I moved up to 165 pounds. I didn't want to go too heavy for the next set, so I decided to just start here at 165 and see how it felt. I go off a feeling. I don't have like a set number or a set range or anything when I go into the gym for squats. So here I did 165 pounds for 5 reps, and then after that I realized I was starting to tire out, so I wanted to kick up the weight higher, since I still felt pretty good though. So in between this next set, I believe I also did 185 for a couple reps. But here at this point, I didn't want to show way too many sets of squats, so this is my last set. I don't know why, but I got a good idea to try 215, which is what this is. I haven't attempted it in a while. I think my PR is 225, but I decided 215 and just see what I could do. And I actually got in one good rep. So I was very pleased with that because, as you're cutting, losing weight, it's harder to keep up the weight and the strength. So as you can see here, I'm very jazzed about that as I show you in this right here with the thumbs up. Now moving over to the next exercise, which is the leg press machine. There's 2 ways to do this, but since this is quad day, what I do is I move my feet to the middle of the platform and I keep my feet narrow so that way you focus on the quad. Always keep your back, your lower, and your butt against the seat, so that way you don't risk any injuries. And it's hard to tell, but I am not locking out. Um, I always make sure not to lock out with this movement, but it's hard to tell because I'm wearing very thick leggings. So, but not locking out is important to me because I don't want any injuries. So, I still, there's still a bend in my knee, even though you can't tell. But this is my third set, I believe. I typically start at 2 plates, 2, 3, 4. So this is actually my second set because I started at 3 plates that day. So that set was 4 plates for 12 reps, and then I moved over to this next set, which was 5 plates. I didn't want to start with 2 plates at that point because I knew it was kind of like useless at that point. So I started with 3. So I moved up from 3 to 4, and then from 4 to 5. So this is 5 plates, which is 450 pounds times 12 reps. I always make sure I do 12 reps on each set before I move up to the next weight. This weight's pretty. It's not. I don't want to say it's easy, but it's challenging, but not so much that I can't get 12 reps each time, even after doing 12 reps for 4 plates and 3 plates. So it's a good weight for me. I think the highest I've gone is 500 pounds, which is an extra 25 on each side, and that's about it. I don't go higher than that. Okay, so for the next exercise, something else I really love to do on quad day is goblet squats. As you can see here, I try to get a decent angle, but the angle I'm gonna have to work on for next time. But what you do is, for me, because I'm tall, I like to stand on top of plates when I do my goblet squats, just to give me a little bit more footing off the ground, and then I feel it a little bit in my hamstrings too this way. So I did goblet squats. I believe this is my second set here, 15 reps. Try to focus on the squeeze. As you can see here, I have a good muscle in my quads there that you could tell. Like I said, I'm wearing, once again, thicker leggings, but I did see a little bit of quad muscle there, so you can tell I'm really working the muscle, so I'm happy with that. And then in this next set, I tried to give you slightly better angle. Once again, I realize I'm gonna have to do better with my camera, but right now I'm just using my iPhone at the moment. I'll buy a camera eventually for this channel. This is my third set, I believe, and the last set. I believe I did maybe 12, 13 reps here, and then moved on to the next exercise. So for this next exercise, because I wasn't able to do my normal barbell hip thrusts, I decided to do some cable pull-throughs, which also is kind of, it's a very good movement as well for glutes, since I wasn't focusing too much on glutes, as you could tell. So this set I did 12 reps at, I believe, 30, 35 pounds. I typically start off at 25 or 30 and move up from that, because it's a pretty manageable weight for me. So you just make sure you squeeze your glutes, you focus on the squeeze, and you try to keep your back straight as I'm doing here, so that you minimize lower back strains or sprains and any issues at all. So for me, I focus on lower back, keep my back straight, and the squeeze all the way through. And for this set, I believe I did 15 reps, maybe 12 to 15 reps. I pretty much lost count, but all that matters is that you focus on the squeeze and pick a good weight that you're really working the muscle. And so for my last exercise, I did some cable kickbacks, which I'm trying to utilize more often because I like the feel of it, especially at the end of a workout. You really feel it. You don't think you're pushing much weight because that's 5 pounds that I started with. But it was really, burning at that point. So I did 15 reps because it is 5 pounds on each leg. Just making sure that, focusing on, as much of my glute there as I could, maybe the outer portion. I'm sorry, not the top portion of it. So you'll see me on like an angle because I feel it on the top more if I stand on an angle sometimes. And I try to keep my back straight. Or a little bit bent over more, just because that for me is what works for me. You can stand however you want. So I see some people stand, straighter up or bend over even more. It just depends on how you feel. For me, how I was standing right there is, how comfortable I felt with my lower back. So, I just make sure I kick up and out and make sure I feel it in the muscle, which I was able to, especially even at 5 pounds here. And so finally, I did a set in between, I believe 10 pounds on each leg, probably for 15 reps as well. This is my last set. This is 15 pounds on each leg. As you can see here, I'm struggling now because 15 pounds is not a lot of weight, but it is when you're doing a kickback. Ladies, I'm sure you understand that, right? So I want to attempt to do 20 pounds and see what I can do because I bet I'll really feel it. So I think next time that's going to be my goal. But and since this is a video from last week, actually, by the way, this video is from last week, so I will be attempting that kickback this week, sometime this week, and we'll post it with my next leg day footage. I tried to get this video up actually last week, but I was having difficulty editing, as I'm sure new YouTubers understand. So, I'm still working on my editing skills, and I'll get better at it. And now I'm learning each day, and it should help with future videos. So I'll get them up faster and with more progression. So thank you for watching this footage, and until next time, thanks.